Okay, so we've had a good look at what happens when we burn a candle. But what's the difference between the little innocent candle and the raging building fires that give off thick black smoke and life-threatening gases? You may have initially thought a building fire would be a much higher temperature than the little candle flame, but it's not actually that simple. You see, when we're comparing types of fire, it's much more useful to look at heat rather than temperature. The amount of heat given off by a fire is measured by its heat release rate. This measures the amount of energy given off per second when a fuel source burns, in units of watts. Rather than looking at the temperature of a fire, the heat release rate allows us to get an idea of how quickly a fire might grow in a building. The more energy a fire has, the more likely it'll be able to ignite other objects in a room and spread throughout a building. For example, if we were to compare one candle against a 3-meter-high roaring bonfire, both would have a similar average temperature of around 1,100 degrees Celsius. However, their heat release rate would be very different. The candle has a heat release rate of around 80 watts, whereas the bonfire would likely have a heat release rate of around 7 megawatts, which is 7 million watts. This is a much better way of comparing different fires, rather than just looking at their temperature. So there you go. You've now covered the basics of fire science. In your workbook, we're now going to explore each of these concepts in a lot more detail. See you there.